Have you ever wondered if Jesus said to you, "What would you have me do?" what you would answer to that question? Today, I want to think of the story of a man called blind Bartimaeus. It's taken up here in Mark chapter 11. Reading from verse 46, it says, "And they came to Jericho. And as he was leaving Jericho with his disciples and a great crowd, Bartimaeus, a blind beggar, the son of Timaeus, was sitting by the roadside." The story we find here, a man blind. You can imagine in those days, welfare state was not like we have today. You can think of a man who had been begging, a man who couldn't work because he was blind, a man who was struggling in life, the man who knew where to go for help. We pick on the story in verse 47. It says, "And when he heard that it was Jesus of Nazareth," notice that we heard his hearing, he had heard the crowds, he had heard the voices, he had maybe have asked. He began to cry out and say, "Jesus, Son of David." And this term was sometimes used for Jesus, referring to the Messiah. "Have mercy on me. Have mercy on me." He knew Jesus could heal. He knew Jesus, who he was. And here he was seeking mercy. Wonder today in your own life what you're thinking about and what needs you have in your own life. Where are you sitting today? Even this man was blind, of course, could not see, but maybe even spiritually sometimes people are blind. They cannot see who Jesus really is. Yet this man spiritually was beginning to understand more and more about the Christ. And many rebuked him, telling him to be silent, but he cried out all the more, "Son of David, have mercy on me." And Jesus stopped and said, "Call him." And they called the blind man. Jesus stopped. This story actually taking place here in Mark chapter 11. Is Jesus on the way to the cross? Jesus with so many other thoughts in his mind. What lay ahead for him in the coming days? And here he is in Jericho, just outside Jerusalem, 3,300 miles or feet lower in altitude. And here is Jesus on his way to Jerusalem, to the cross. And yet takes time with this man. Jesus is not too busy for each one of us. Jesus is there for us today. For you as a believer, maybe, I wonder what your needs are today, what you would like Jesus to do for you today. Maybe it's a friend who is sick. Maybe it's a loved one who doesn't know the Lord. And here we find it says, "And they called the blind man, saying, 'Take heart, get up, he is calling you,' and throwing off his cloak, he sprang up and came to Jesus. And Jesus said to him, 'What do you want me to do for you? What do you want me to do for you?' And the blind man said, 'Rabbi, let me recover my sight.'" Maybe we could say it was obvious. The man was blind. What did Jesus think the man was wanting him to do? Jesus wants us to come to him and specifically tell us him who we are, what our needs are, where we are in life. And he can have mercy upon us. Isn't it wonderful today too, as a believer, we can go to the one who intercedes on our behalf, the one who brings before the throne of all grace. His mercy, his goodness is poured out upon us, and he can answer our prayers. He can answer the call. He takes mercy upon us. And Jesus said to him, "Go your way. Your faith has made you well." Not everyone is healed in life of diseases. Not everyone recovers. Death awaits us all. But we do have a God who is with us, who loves us, and who encourages us to spiritually come to know him and to follow him. Bartimaeus, it says, and immediately he recovered his sight and followed him on the way. That's where we need to go today, to follow the Master, the Messiah, the Son of David, who on the way to the cross heals a blind man, but speaks to us of our blindness spiritually, that we need Jesus, the Son of God, to forgive us our sin, to remove from us our sins that separate us from God. You can know that today. You can know that peace today with him. And if you already know that, then follow him wherever he may lead you. May God bless you as you so do. Thank you for listening.